Welcome to the Oatmeal Bite. Board meetings can be very powerful events where health executives get great feedback ideas and strategic direction. But oftentimes board meetings are dreaded by health executives and don't deliver maximum value. Instead of looking at a board meeting as a low ROI event, let's turn it around and highlight key items health executives can do to make it highly productive and a positive experience for everyone. Let's dive in. Oatmeal Health is a tech-enabled clinical service that focuses on improving the health outcomes of underrepresented patients by offering AI-enabled early detection cancer screening and care coordination for federally qualified health centers. The Oatmeal Bite allows us to share best practices to help even more FQHCs. Tell us about your great FQHC using the links below. Number 1, set the right agenda. The first thing I want to cover should happen before the meeting. The typical key agenda items I'd like to see discussed are the CEO update covering key wins and challenges, core metrics, and KPIs that drive your FQHC, such as company financials, organizational HR issues, HRSA quality metrics and care delivery, and 2 or 3 topics you want to dive deep with the board. I'll cover a great trick to zero in on those key topic areas later in this bite. As you think through your board meeting agenda, it's important to remember to review your proposed agenda with your board chairperson. Number 2, the board meeting is not a status update. The next item I want to cover is a big mistake I see the vast majority of health executives commit. They treat the board meeting as a status update. They'll write up the board deck, create slides, and spend 80% of the meeting time presenting those slides to board members. Reading status update slides to board members is highly deleveraged and ineffective use of everyone's time. Instead, a board meeting should be more of an 80-20 split. 80% should be spent going deep on key issues, and 20% should be used for status update type slides. To do this correctly, health executives need to create the board update documents and send them to members 2 or 3 days before the meeting. When you send it out, make sure to mention you're expecting them to read the update in advance of the meeting. And at the board meeting, you'll quickly review the status update slides and answer any questions they may have. Point out the majority of the board meeting will be used to go deep on a few key issues, so you would appreciate them reading the materials in advance, so you can all be the most productive when together. Number 3, focus on key issues. Next up, I've alluded to focusing your board meeting time on the most important key issues that you're facing. So what's the litmus test to identify the key issues? This one's really easy, and it's just 4 words. What's keeping you awake? Key issues are the items that impact your sleep schedule. You know, the issues and concerns swirling in your mind as you try to fall asleep. It's those things that wake you up in the middle of the night or have you up so early the roosters are still asleep. Right there, those are the key issues you want 80% of your board meeting time to focus on. In your board deck, identify key issues you want to cover and include any background information that's needed to have a rich discussion. And set aside 20 to 30 minutes per issue to dive deep. Number 4, manage your board. Now, another important but often overlooked issue is that of managing your board. Board members hate to be surprised, and I'm talking about negative surprises here. So an important tactic health executives should adopt is to reach out to board members before a meeting, so you can give them a heads up on any negative topics. This doesn't need to be a long call, just a short briefing on the issues so the first time they hear about it is not when they get the board deck. And of course, remind them you'll have more information on the topic in the board meeting. However you do this, just make sure the board members are not blindsided with negative surprises during the meeting. Okay, final thing. Number 5, put the board to work. I want to mention, put your board members to work. They're there to add value and advice. So don't be afraid to ask them for help on issues. I'm saying yes, you can ask board members to take on assignments and to follow up with you during the board meeting. When a member says they can help you with an issue or offer strong advice, ask them if they don't mind following up on the issue and to take it on. Make sure that whoever's taking notes writes down the commitment and towards the end of the board meeting, summarizes those commitments and gets a final confirmation of board members' intent to take on those issues. Now, I also have 2 fun facts I want to share with you in a moment. But for now, that's it. Those are the 5 healthcare executive leadership tricks for running great FQHC board meetings. First, set your agenda to cover key topics such as KPIs, core reporting areas, and make sure to get buy-in on the agenda from your chairperson. Second, remember the time spent at your board meeting should be 20% status updates and 80% focusing on key issues, not the other way around. Third, the key issues to focus on for deep dives are strongly correlated to what's interfering with your sleep. Fourth, board members hate surprises. Make sure a board update is not the first time they hear the bad news. And fifth, give board members assignments. And as promised, here are the 2 key fun facts. Number 1, do you know why it's called a board meeting? In the 16th century, when groups would have a large organizational meeting, they would put out a board of wood on top of 2 sawhorses and have a board meeting. Number 2, why is a lead board member called the chairman or chairperson of the board? The person who sat at the head or the top of the board sat in a comfortable chair, and hence they were called the chairman or chairperson. That's it. That's your oatmeal bite in about 5 minutes, plus 2 fun facts. Please leave your questions in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. We have a lot more coming. To see all our bites, go to oatmealhealth.com/bite. See you next time.